Breaking news, Chargers fans. Some unexpected news has just dropped from the heart of Los Angeles. But before we dive into the latest update, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss any news about the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, let's jump right into it. The Chargers have had a lot of good things going for them lately. Since Jim Harbaugh took over, this team has looked more focused, smarter in the offseason, and tougher on the field. The defense has shown real improvement, and the team stayed competitive through tough games. But here's where things get strange. Despite adding a strong piece to the offensive line, yes, signing McConkey Becton was a big win. There are still questions that fans can't ignore. Two players who struggled last season are still expected to play major roles. And now comes the surprise. Zion Johnson is taking reps at center, and Bradley Bozeman, who hasn't played guard in years, might be switching over. Is this a smart move, or just shuffling weak spots around? It's confusing. The tackles look solid, but the interior line still needed help. The Chargers got one great addition, but what's the plan for the rest? Let me know in the comments. Is this strategy part of something bigger, or is it a red flag? Let's talk about the one area that still doesn't sit right, the offensive line. Trey Pipkins had a tough time at right guard last season. Now there's talk of him possibly shifting to left guard, but that's not really his strength. Honestly, he's more valuable as a swing tackle, someone who can step in when needed, not start every week in a critical spot. Then there's Andre James at center. He's serviceable, not a star, but decent. If he were a backup, that would be ideal. But if he's your starter, that raises a few eyebrows. This is where things get confusing. We've seen some smart decisions from the Chargers this offseason, but not addressing key spots on the interior line feels like a missed opportunity. Sure, the team has solid pieces like Rashawn Slater, McConkey Becton, and Joe Alt. That's a strong trio. But the other two spots? Still shaky. Can a second-year Joe Alt and a hungry Becton carry the load and make up for the weaker links? Maybe. But it's a gamble. They did bring in Branson Taylor through the draft, and Pipkins is still there for depth. There's talent, no doubt, but the mix of positions and performance history just leaves things a bit uncertain. Even fans are feeling it, excited for what's ahead, but quietly asking, is the offensive line ready for what's coming? Let's keep watching. This part of the Chargers puzzle could be the difference between a good season and a great one. Let's talk about a player who's quickly becoming one of the most exciting pieces on this Chargers offense, Ladd McConkey. Watch him in the slot. A slight hesitation, a quick cut, and he's off. What makes him special isn't just the route, it's how he plays through coverage. Even when he's not wide open, Justin Herbert trusts him. Herbert throws it anyway, and McConkey? He comes down with it, shakes a defender, and takes off. That's exactly what you want in a reliable target. Tough, fast, and fearless. Now here's what really stands out. Stats don't lie, and McConkey's numbers are eye-catching. Look at yards per route run. He's not just catching quick passes near the line. He's gaining real ground, ranking above names like Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas Jr., and even Marvin Harrison Jr. That's elite company. Even more impressive? First downs per route. Every time McConkey catches the ball, there's a strong chance it moves the chains. That means he's not just making flashy plays, he's making meaningful plays, game-changing plays. So let's put this in perspective. The Chargers got the top offensive lineman in last year's draft. Now they've got a wide receiver who might have been the best rookie route runner in the entire class. Add in new weapons at running back and another solid lineman this year. If you're a Chargers fan, there's real reason to believe this offense could become explosive, as long as the two weak spots on the line don't hold them back. The foundation is there. The pieces are falling into place. And McConkey? He might just be the spark this team needed. Now here's something that really puts things into perspective. The latest quarterback rankings heading into this season. Let's be honest, the AFC is stacked. You've got Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Allen, the so-called Big Four. No one's questioning their place at the top, but just outside that group standing tall in the next tier of elite quarterbacks is Justin Herbert. And here's the thing. You could easily argue he belongs with the top 4, making it a Big 5. What's holding him back? Just one thing: playoff wins. That's it. Because in terms of talent, arm strength, decision-making, and leadership, Herbert checks every box. He's got the tools, he's got the numbers, and he's got the presence. In fact, when you take only regular season performance, Herbert's numbers are stunning. Over the last 3 seasons, he holds one of the highest overall grades in the league, ranked 6th, even ahead of Patrick Mahomes in passing grade when you take the playoffs out of the equation. That's not a knock. It's just the reality. Herbert is a machine during the season. He's calm, sharp, and dangerous in nearly every situation. Just think back to that late-game drive against the Titans. Cold-blooded execution, pure talent. The only thing left is for him to take that same control into January. If and when he does. The Chargers don't just have a great quarterback, they'll have a legend in the making. There's no doubt Justin Herbert is special, but as the playoffs roll around and the pressure rises, the game changes for everyone, even elite quarterbacks. Still, when you step back and look at the bigger picture, one thing is clear. Herbert is one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL, no question about it. Stack him next to guys like Jared Goff, and most teams would gladly take Herbert in a heartbeat. Chargers fans should feel lucky. This team has its guy. Now, across the league, there are really only about 14 quarterbacks you can look at and say, with him, we have a real shot. And Herbert is firmly in that group. The rest? It gets shaky, fast. If your team doesn't have one of those 14, playoff chances start to fade. Consistency drops. Hope turns into guesswork. Teams are still searching, still hoping their guy develops. But with the Chargers? That question is already answered. Herbert gives Los Angeles a true edge every single week. He's already proven he can carry an offense, put up big numbers, and lead in clutch moments. The only thing left is to translate that into deep playoff runs. And with the right support around him, it's only a matter of time. So while other teams are still figuring out who their future is, the Chargers have already found theirs. If you're a true NFL fan and want to stay updated with daily news, trade rumors, and all the latest buzz around the league, then make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We bring you breaking news, expert analysis, and in-depth coverage so you never miss a single update about your favorite teams and players.